Now, Governor Parson also touched on clearing the clemency backlog here in Missouri.
ABC 17's Mitchell Clemency joins us live from the Capitol tonight. Mitchell, Parson says he's pardoned more people in the last 3 years than any Missouri governor since the 1940s.
Megan Lucas, when Governor Mike Parson first took office in 2018, he inherited a backlog of nearly 4,000 requests for clemency. Today, that number is down to around 200. Parson previously served as a sheriff for over a decade and knows a thing or two about second chances.
But as a former sheriff, this reform did not mean we were letting people out of prison or forgiving violent criminals. We pardoned people who deserved it.
Today, Governor Mike Parson recognized Kenny Bastion during his final State of the State address. The governor said Bastion spent the first half of his life in and out of prison and in substance abuse treatment programs. He is now a Christian pastor.
Kenny's and others like him might have made some mistakes when they were young, but he earned a second chance.
Bastion is one of over 600 people who have received a pardon from Governor Parson. Hundreds more have received reduced sentences.
And for him to be exercising it with no advantage, that's a moral leader, man. And that's the stuff that we need.
Demetrius Woods was the first person to receive clemency from Governor Parson. Woods spent 11 years in prison on a nonviolent drug charge.
I believe there was no way that I was going to get a clemency. You know, that was kind of at the end of my list. That didn't stop me from representing myself and trying. But I never even believed for it to be a true fact or anything that would come to be a reality and help me and so many other people since then.
Woods is now an entrepreneur who runs several businesses in Columbia, including Woods Auto Spa. He had been out of prison for 2 years when he received his clemency and said it gave him a newfound confidence.
I've been out for over 5.5 years, and I pay a lot of taxes nowadays. So I never even imagined that, but how tremendously good could that be to be able to be a full citizen again? And that's redemption one-on-one.
Woods tells me that if we all start treating each other better, then it's going to create a circle effect and good things are going to start coming back around. He plans to give back to the city of Columbia at some point as a way of saying thank you for the community that has supported him over these last couple of years. Now, as for Bastion, who was recognized by Parson during his speech today, he is now a father of 3. He has a bachelor's and master's degree, and on top of being a pastor, he is also a hospice chaplain. Just goes to show the power of second chances. Reporting live in Jefferson City, Mitchell Clemency, ABC 17 News.
Mitchell, thank you. Some of the clemency applications Governor Parson inherited dated back to 2009.